The old man walked out in front of them. "These are my children," pointing to each one. "This is Alpha Primate 3, Alpha Primate 4, Alpha Primate 5, Alpha Primate 6, Alpha Primate 7, and the little man is Alpha Prime 16-6, and I'm Alpha Primate 1. Jonathan snapped out of it and said, "Wait. What? Alpha Prime?" Jom and Wanyanyekova looked at him. "What?" Jonathan said as he continued. "Have you ever heard of someone named Alpha Prime?" Wanyanyekova said. "Have you ever heard of someone named Wanyanyekovu?" Jonathan said. "But they sound like nomenclatures to me. I don't care what you say." Shaking his head with a smile, Jom said, "Please forgive the rudeness again." He punched Jonathan in the shoulder. "My name is Jom, this is my little brother Jonathan, and this is our friend Wanyanyekovu." Jonathan shook his head. "But we call him Way." Wanyanyekovu smiled as he noticed Jom had finally pronounced his name right. Jonathan walked toward Alpha Primate 7. "Hi, I am John." Jom grabbed him by his collar and whispered in his ear, "Bring your ass back here and act civilized." The youngest, Alpha Prime 16-6, said to them, "Why are you not Alpha or Beta or Pi?" "Excuse the little man, he's always filled with questions." The old man, Alpha Primate 1, said, grabbing Alpha Prime 16-6 by the hand, "He's been with us since his mother died a few years back. Please, there are many questions for all of us to ask. Let's get some rest and talk in the morning." Walking toward the edge of the large room. "Do you prefer separate rooms or one room for all of you?" asked Alpha Primate 1. "Please, one room for us all. We do not want to put you out," said Wanyanyekovu. Alpha Primate 1 held up his arms. "We have the entire floor, in fact, the entire building. There's no way you could, as you say, put us out." They all laughed. Entering an enormous room. "There's nothing here," said Jonathan. "Please stand within this white square," said Alpha Primate 1 as he pointed down toward the square directly in front of the door's entrance. He continued as he started pressing buttons. "In this room, we have the jungle." Within a second, the entire room looked exactly like the jungle. He continued pressing the buttons as the scenery changed. "Desert, New York, Miami, the Wild West, the South." Wanyanyekova stopped him. "That's it, the South." The view reminded him of home. Walking outside the square, he touched the trees and bushes, then turned around with a smile toward Jom and Jonathan. "If it's okay with you two, and if y'all don't mind me enjoying a little taste of home," he said, thinking, as he took a deep breath. "It's been a while, I guess I'm homesick." "No problem," said Jom. "We need to look after the horses before we call it a night, though." "Please, by all means, please bring them up," said Alpha Primate 1. Wanyanyekovu had a funny feeling in his stomach. Jonathan laughed at Wanyanyekovu, seeing that he wanted nothing to do with that elevator again. "I'll go, my friend." Wanyanyekovu, raising his eyebrows, whispered, "My friend, who is he?" As he looked at Jom, they both smiled. Alpha Primate 3 and Alpha Primate 4 simultaneously shouted, "We will go help you." Alpha Primate 1 smiled. "They haven't seen any animals other than the ones we created within here." Alpha Primate 4, eager to retrieve the horses, almost knocked down Jom, running toward the elevator and pushed the button. Alpha Primate 3 said to Alpha Primate 4, "Be careful, you almost knocked him over." He looked at Jom. "So sorry, she really loves horses." "Is it all right?" Jonathan quickly replied. "Yeah, of course, it's okay." Standing in the elevator, Alpha Prime 8-4 looked at Jom. I'm sorry, as she demanded to Jonathan. "Let's go." As the elevator closed, Alpha Prime 8-6 asked Jom and Wanyanyekovu, "Do you want a tent or a cabin? I can even place a castle in here." Handing Jom a remote. "This is a real-time emulator. Set the perimeters and time here, or you can set it to dissolve or even switch."